Okay, today's challenge, something different. We got a Honda Fit 2011 and this little light is not working. When we turn this on, it should light up like these. Did you see it's dark? There is no light. And that bugs me. I don't know how much trouble turn this noisy thing off. So first of all, I'm gonna start from underneath. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. I may have to pull the radio head. If so be it, that's what we'll have to do. So first of all, I've got my little prying plastic tools out here, and I've got one, and I've hooked it. You see what let me turn some light on. There we go, it's better. So I've done there, just underneath of it. Give it a little pull. Oh yeah, that's not going to help much at all, is it? Nope. I was hoping we'd have a large opening, but we don't. Alrighty, because there's a wiring harness up inside of here, behind here. I don't think the radio is going to have to come out. Yay! Alright, let me get a few more tools then. Okay, so next step, let's get this glove box more out of our way. If you look up in here closely, just pull this back, get that one out, and we've got one over here too. If I can get the camera in the shot. That stick is tough. You get one side, then the other side jumps back. Alright, getting closer. Alright. Just work it back and forth. There you go. There we got to it. Alright. Now we can see the radio head and our pieces parts. Alright, let's find them. There's a screw in there somewhere we got to get a hold of. Okay. Next step, let's get that screw out of the bottom of the radio. If I can get you to see where it's at. So that screw right there, we got to get that out. And you want to insert your screwdriver right up through that little hole right there. See it right there? That's nice to have a nice long Phillips screwdriver. So we're going to go right up through there. Oh, and take a magnet and rub the tip of your screwdriver so it hangs onto the screw once it comes out. Alright, screwdriver up in here. There's the screw. Alright. But there's a little slot right here. We stick our screwdriver in and just give it a little pry. I'm starting to get a little movement. I've got a gap now. And let's see if we can get it to come off the rest of the way. Let me get my pry tools on it. Little by little. Let me get two hands on it. That'll probably be more efficient. Alright, we're getting closer here. I'll come up across the top. Alright, so now we're getting loose down at the bottom. Hey! Woo! Easy peasy. Alright. I say it's easy. Alrighty, now we got somewhere. Alright, so let's see what we got now. Okay, I'm getting closer. Now I can get behind these switches where those light bulbs are. Alright, so it looks like we got a few wiring harnesses to unplug. A nice little lever on there. Let's get a screwdriver on that. Oh, it's a tough one. Alright. Yeah, they didn't want that connector to come loose, did they? Oh, that is pretty slick. Alright. I like how they do that. Alright, so we got several more. So I'm going to have to push that tab down. Alright, so I'm going to have to get a screwdriver and push on that tab to release that one. The little tab. We got a gray one. Okay, we've got a few different ones down here. So let me get two hands on this. Get these other ones unplugged. And let me see if I might be able to get this one on top. Yep. Alright. These little tabs. Okay, so I've just got 3 left. Let me get these 3 loose. More efficient with 2 hands instead of one hand. Okay, each one of these connectors like to be a little bit different. So it's a little, where's a gray one? There's our gray one. So you got the little tab there. Get a pair of needle nose pliers, give it a squeeze. Get the camera shot and just pull it right out. You gotta squeeze that little button on the side. Alright, then we got our white one down here at the bottom. It's got a little button on the very bottom of it. Push on it. And it's out. Alright, then we got one gray connector left. Now, how's it in there? Let me check it out a little bit closer. Alright, so the last gray connector, it also has a little button on the very bottom. So, alright, there we got it. Go ahead and click. Now, is there anything else left in here? Yeah, I think I do see here. Put some more wires here. Let me see here. Do I need to unhook those? I do have a couple more to unhook. Let me get 2 hands. I see the tab on the, see that little tab on the white one, and you got 2 white ones, tabs on the top. So those are pretty self-explanatory. So let me push on those 2 little white tabs, get those released, and I can get this radio head completely out of my way. And here's those 2 tabs I just released. All you gotta do is push on them from the top. Easy peasy. We got all that done. Now I got to try to dig in here and try to locate the light bulb that lights this up. So let me do a little research and see what I can come up with. Well, it's been a struggle, but I'm getting there. So I took 1 Phillips screw out here and I prized on it. The biggest thing, you got to get this corner. So I started down here. You see a little clip. I've got a screwdriver between here and pop that loose and started working it around. You got to have these plastic tools or you'll tear up jacks. I'll put a link below this video where you can get a whole kit of them on Amazon pretty cheap. They're all kinds of different sizes and different shapes. So once you get it started, you can kind of work it around. So I've got it that far so much so far. I'm hoping that'll be enough. Now, and you can see this is kind of loose. So really the only thing that holds it on is that 1 Phillips screw and these couple of these little clips. There's another one there, but then it's fastened in behind this trim piece. So I'm getting closer, but my next thing, I'm going to undo this wiring harness back here. But we've also got some control cables, for the knobs and stuff here. So I may have to unhook a control cable or 2 before I get it all the way out. So I'm getting closer. So let me get this connector loose and see if it gains me any more access. Oh, and I should point out, to remove this connector, you push that little tab right there, you push it in, and it unplugs. Alright, it took a while, but I got the little crazy bulb out. Took me a while to figure out a way to, where you at here? Get my light in the right spot. Alright, it took a few minutes of thinking, but the bulb I'm trying to get out is right down there. Where's my finger? There it is. There's the bulb. That's the socket. which lights up the, what is it, the heater control. I guess that's what that's called, duct control. But I couldn't get anything in there to rotate it. No, because it kind of, see, it sits in a little trough. No way I could get no needle nose or anything, but there is a little tab. So the way I got it loose is I took a screwdriver and I was able to push on it and rotate it. And let me pull it out here so you can see better. Come on, get the camera in there. Where, yeah, where's it at? Okay. See, there's the bulb. That's the thing that caused all this grief. It's amazing how much work I went through to get to this stupid thing. But if you look closely, where's it at? Yeah, there's little notches. So you can get a screwdriver on there and push it and rotate it and get it loose. Because there's no way to get any needle nose or anything in there. Now I'm going to pull the bulb out of one of these other ones. I'm going to pull that one of these bulbs. Yeah, it might be easier to get. So I'm going to pull that one loose. Because I know this is a good working bulb. I'm going to take this bulb out, put it in this socket. So at least I know my wiring is good. I can confirm the bulb is bad. So let's do that. So if you wonder what those little bulbs look like, they have like a little blue sleeve. Oh, look at there. The bulb is good. It was just a dang socket. Oh, I want you to hush. So I don't, well, maybe I still need a bulb. I don't know. Cause that little dude gets hot quick. Let me pull that out and closer look at. Ouch. So it's time to attempt to put this light bulb in. It's been about a week now since I tore it apart. Had Christmas to get through. There's the part number and there's the pretty little bulb. $6.87 retail. I got a little bit of a discount. So anyways, and thinking about this, because remember as I pulled that bulb out, it flickered. So I was concerned about my connection here. So I got me a little bit of deoxit. It's expensive, but some really good stuff. So I'm just going to put me a small squirt in there, then put in this new bulb, make sure it works, and then we'll start the reassembly. Alright, here's my deoxit. It's just put a little, I'll do this one too while I'm at it. No, did I get that in the shot? There we go. Dab-a-do you. Alright, let's just see if this works. I've got the power on right now. You see that one's lit up. I see a little bit of a glow. Alright, nice tight fit. You can see some, well, I can see some numbers on there. TSO, T8. I'm trying to read these numbers on here. I don't know what they mean. But, alright, that works. And I'm going to put my other one in up here that I took out for testing purposes. No, I didn't get it on camera, but I pushed on it and I got a good click. I pushed on it, so you want to push down pretty good. And that bulb, it gets warm quick. So, make sure it's all the way seated. So you can see there, the blue, let me turn off the lights here. So you know it's all the way seated when the blue gets down to the black. Just so you know. Now here's the really tricky part. It's getting that thing back in there. I think I showed earlier, you really can't get your fingers in there. You just have to kind of get it in place and use those little ears. These little notches here on the side. If you can see them, there you go. Just take a small screwdriver and push on it to rotate it and lock it in place. So I'm trying to get in position to do that now. Well, this is not going to be easy with one hand. Let's get a little light here. Okay. Can we see what we're trying to do? Okay. There's the hole we got to try to get it into. It gets us right up behind this piece here. Focus. focus, all right. All right, you get the idea kind of where now I got to rotate that just a little bit to line up with those notches. Okay, there it just went in. All right, so it's in place. Now the tricky part is getting it to rotate a little bit. You may look at a screwdriver here. Like doing surgery. I'm trying to hold this camera, focus. And camera's getting in the way, of course. And I got it in. Where's the screwdriver? All right. I think I need a smaller screwdriver. Let me find something else. Well, you see I got it, and the way I did it, I actually did with 2 screwdrivers. So let me try to show you how I did this, because there's no way I could hold the camera and do it at the same time. Okay, so you have to use your imagination a little bit. So what I did, I took one screwdriver, well, this one in fact, it's kind of got a little hook on it. So I got it down in here and pushed on the flat side. So I pushed, we'll call that almost about 9 o'clock position if you're looking at it from the front. So I pushed. At the same time, I had this long skinny screwdriver, I should say. I had it sitting right here. So I just gave it a little twist. So it just kind of rotated in there. Had one screwdriver pushing on one notch. This screwdriver twisting on the other. I just gave it a little twist. It popped right in there. So that's how I got it in there. And there might be easier ways, but I don't know how. But I do know, reading on the forums, I may have mentioned this earlier, that a fellow went and had his light bulb changed, went to a Honda dealership, and I believe they charged him either $200 labor or $300 labor. It was at least $200, and I can see why. All right, so now I just got to get this bulb back in place, and start trying to remember how I took all this stuff apart a week ago. So remember, we got 3 bulbs. I guess they're all 3 the same. I don't know if there's any more like that or not. Maybe they are down here, but at least I know it, because I've seen you can also buy this wiring harness, this little wiring harness that includes 3 bulbs. But I don't see a reason why you'd ever want to do that, because those wires should never wear out. But these bulbs here are fairly easy to get to. You can just see them right here on the back side. And that one right there is fairly easy to get to. But that bottom one, the one I just did, a little bit of a doozy, but it's doable. All right, let's make sure it works. Turn on some lights here. Turn out this light. Turn on the headlights. And then turn out this light, kind of bright. I'm turning the light off. There you go. Now she's lit up like she's supposed to be. It was bugging me not having my light. I want everything to work. Sure took a lot of trouble to change that light bulb. But I can't stand something not to be right. Now I just gotta remember how to put all this back in here. And I remember there was a screw missing, and I gotta find me whatever size screw that is to put back in its place. Because normally there's a screw on the radio to hold it in place, but mine didn't have one. Don't know if it came from the factory that way, but I did see there's a spot for it. Oh, and this is important. Be sure to thread your wires back. Get a screwdriver and point them out, because I had to unhook these wires from this little tab here in order to manipulate the connector. So put those back in place. Watch where you unclip everything, put it back to where you found it. So that's what I've done. Oh, and the manual says you may have to unhook these cables to gain access to this, but I didn't have to. I was able to pull it out far enough. Just clip it on that little piece of plastic and get it going on. So I guess let me manipulate this plastic. See what I gotta do here. I gotta open this up. Get these pieces behind here. There we go. Get closer. Of course, it's not very productive doing one hand, but you get the idea. Got this connector to go in here. All right, make sure you got a good click on it. That connector. Got little tabs. I think only had one screw here, maybe two. But no, actually, yeah, there was only one screw. I took these out, but there was no need to. Only have that one take out. All right, and of course the big trick was getting this dash released just a little bit. All right, so got that lined up here. Got that lined up. How we looking? How we looking? Everything doing okay? I'm really amazed how these cars just like snap together. All right. I got to get my one screw there, wherever it is. It's up here on the dash somewhere. All right. Just manipulate the dashboard back in place. A love tap. I mean, think about the molding machines, how precise they have to be and make these plastic parts snap back together so tight. I may have to get two hands on this. I still got a little gap here. I have to get the driver's seat to snug that up. Okay, I got this back in place. That worked out pretty smooth. Let me find this screw. So I found it, my Phillips screw. Put that in place. All right, that's good and snug. Okay, let's make sure these things work before I go putting everything together, because I did have all this apart. Start it up. You see it works. Alright, hot, cold. Alright, I feel the air going from the top to the bottom. It's doing its thing. My lights are working here. Alright. All my cables seem to be working. Nothing got unhooked. So that part is good. Now let me find me a replacement screw, the one that's missing, and see if we can't get that radio tucked back in there. So I was counting all my connectors. Looks like we got 7 connectors to deal with. And something I realized, this connector was just laying down in there, and it's just kind of a loop. So as you're pulling the radio out, you may not have to fight with these 2 connectors here, because it just loops into this little box down here. I don't know what this box does, but evidently it's needed. So save a couple connections. So we'll get these connected up here. Let's see here. Alright, let me get it in position and try to get a little video of this. So I've made my first 2 connections. You'll notice they have a good loud click when you put them in. What else we got down here? We got a little We got several. That gray one's a little on the short side. Get the longer connectors first. It's got some length on it. I'm gonna have to get two hands on this for sure. Alright, got my knee propping it up now. It's pretty cool how that locks in there. Alright, let me see. I see I got two more connectors to get a hold of. This is gonna be tight, isn't it? Alright, this one right here. I got one left. Kind of a gray one down in there, laying all by himself. That one's quite short. I may have to connect that a little bit as I fish it down in there, it looks like. 'Cause there's no way this one here is going to reach. So just remember that one. So, yeah, it's zip tied in there pretty deep. So the gray connectors, let me get the radio deep in there and make that last connection. Oh, before I go too far, I did find a screw that would fit this. I don't know what that is. That's a 5 or 6 millimeter, pretty small. But at least I'll have that back in place. It'll be good and snug, not be flopping around like it was. Alright, I did get my last gray connector in place. That one down there, but kind of tight. Don't have much room when you go after that one. Now, I think the radio should just slide back in here. Like I said, just like the whole car just snaps together. Pretty cool. Some precision molding, that's for sure. Alright, now before we go any further, let's make sure the crazy radio works. Oh, see, I had the battery unhooked. I may have to put a code or something in here. Yeah, let me get my code. I gotta remember how to do this crazy stuff because it ain't gonna come on. Yep, enter code. Let me find my code. 46315. 4 6 3 1 5. Woohoo! It works. All right.
Nor will there ever be a time when he ceases to be.
All right. So we have a radio, and see if my auxiliary works. Yep. USB drive thing works. All right. And we still have lights. Oh, heck. I think this is almost done. I just got to get that screw in there. We'll be able to wrap this up. Alright, trying to show you how to get this screw up in there. See, you see that hole right there. That's what we want to aim for. And I took a magnet and rubbed the end of my tip of the screwdriver to keep my screw hanging on, because you don't want to drop your screw down in that mess. So we'll go right up in that hole. Hopefully we'll get this in one take. Alright, now if you come around here, we can see the bottom of the radio. Alright, there's the screw you want. That's now if you're, I'll probably edit this and throw it in the front of the video too, because when you go to remove your radio, you want to get a hold of the screw. Like I mentioned earlier, my screw was not in there from the factory, or at least it fell out at some point in time. So I found this one to work in its place. So there you go. nice and snug. So I guess that part of the install is done. What's left? Not much, I don't think. Now what's left? We gotta push in on these tabs here. Get the glove box back in there like it's supposed to be. Yeah, let's go this side first. Maybe this side. Alright. Got them both started. Ta-da! Glove box in place. The upper one works. Now I got this piece of plastic to snap up in there. Where'd it go? There it is. This little piece here. Alright, one more piece of plastic goes in. Get your 4 tabs. Get them lined up with one hand. Alright. Easy enough. Alright, let me get over here to the driver's side and see how things look. Make sure I get everything snapped together good. Yeah, it looks like there's one more piece of plastic. You know, don't even think I really had to remove that. That was just in my experimenting, trying to figure out how to get into this thing. Well, I can see this needs to come out first. Let me get 2 hands on it. So yeah, this lower piece has to be out first. So we get this lip in there. That lip it's got on it. They sure do save a lot of money on screws, don't they? All this just snaps together. Now I gotta get 2 hands on it. And look at here, I learned something. This whole thing pivots down. I remember that. I've been in here before. And see, we got this little hinge. Oh, she's just being contrary, ain't she? Alright, now we got it. Alright. Okay, I think it's finished. Let's turn out some lights. Okay, lights are out. Turn on. There we go. Now it works. Everything looks good the way I want it. So that's how you do that. If you want to change that light bulb, you can do it yourself. It just takes a little effort and, I don't know, a couple hours of effort, a little bit of sweat. I didn't draw no blood though. That's a pretty good thing. And kind of anytime you finish a project like this and not cut your finger on some sharp metal and draw blood, I call that a success. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and have yourself a blessed day. See you, bye.